Well, ranchers urge Congress to oppose legislation that would require federal land management agencies to end livestock grazing. This would pertain to allotments where the current permittee has accepted a payout to relinquish their term grazing permit. Public Lands Council Executive Director Kaitlynn joins us now for a further look. Thanks for joining us, Kaitlynn. Let's start with an overview of the Voluntary Grazing Permit Retirement Act and the potential impact on cattle producers.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on this morning, Christina. This is an incredibly important issue, not only for producers in the West who may have a grazing permit themselves, but for the industry as a whole. It's really an irresponsible proposal, and it makes very clear that Representative Smith has no idea what the public lands resources actually need. The bill effectively says that if a permit is voluntarily turned back, that the agency is never able to reissue that permit. It's bad for local economies, it's bad for the resources, and frankly, it's bad for the cattle industry as a whole.
Essentially, you're saying it expires forever. Talk about the value of livestock grazing, how it's healthy for grasslands and soil, and what is at stake when it comes to this bill?
Well, you're absolutely right. So public lands grazing is critical for management of the resource. These producers who are out on the landscape with their cattle or with their sheep, they see the resource needs. They are actively engaged in management. The fuels for wildfire risk are drastically reduced when you have well-managed livestock grazing, and there are a host of other benefits as well. If this bill were enacted, you're talking about a permanent removal of livestock from a landscape that relies on that active forage management. If this were to be enacted, it would serve the ultimate goal that we've seen from a number of radical proposals, which is to remove livestock from our public lands.
Which is why clearly you're trying to get in front of it. What are you calling for moving forward?
So certainly we are calling for this bill to not go anywhere in the House or in the Senate. It's been introduced in the House, and so we are going to do everything that we can to make sure that proposals like this, it's very clear to all members of Congress that proposals like this are not good for the resource and they're not good for the local economies who sent them to Washington. In a larger sense, the BLM has an incredible responsibility to manage grazing permits, as does the Forest Service. And so we look forward to working with them to ensure that livestock grazing is a key part of their multiple use mandate.
Okay. Public Lands Council Executive Director Kaitlynn, thank you so much for joining us.